There will be a forever ache in my heart, and she will be never forgotten. I mean, her impact has been so far reaching, and actually farther reaching than I realized.
The strange disappearance of a social media influencer ends with a disturbing, deadly discovery. Detectives in Houston are still piecing together what happened to 26-year-old Alexis Robinault, also known as Alexis Sharkey, to her tens of thousands of Instagram followers. On Saturday morning, a government employee spotted Sharkey's body by the road in an industrial area of West Houston near Interstate 10. The same day, her mother, Stacy Robinault, shared a post reporting the young woman missing.
What do I remember about that day, except for, those things you regret, the thing of, oh, I haven't responded back about her coming to Christmas, because we were talking on Wednesday. I got to get back with her and get that finalized. And we were just settling in after decorating for Christmas, and then we got the horrible call that she was missing.
According to Houston police detectives, Alexis was wearing no clothing and showed no signs of visible wounds. How she died is still under investigation.
I don't understand. I am 100% confident that this is something that my child did not do to herself. And I don't know. I don't know what I don't even know. I can't comprehend how she got where she was in the manner she was.
Shocked family and friends have taken to social media to express their grief over the sudden loss of a woman who freely shared her love of travel, self-care, and fashion with the world through her Instagram account.
And you're supporting people instead of large middleman chains.
She was incredibly intelligent. She graduated summa cum laude from college in a biology degree. She is very analytical and logical, a loving human being that just lit up everywhere.
Online, she often featured her husband, Tom Sharkey, seen here in a travel video on her YouTube page last year at a Colorado national monument. The pair posed together in this Halloween costume photo 5 weeks ago. Friends of the couple say Alexis was seeking a divorce. Meanwhile, Stacy says she won't rush to make theories on who is responsible, focusing instead on justice for Alexis.
In my desperation and lack of a lot of information, starting to make assumptions, and I don't want to do that. I just want to wait and follow what the investigators do.
And earlier today, Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae spoke with Alexis's sister. Let's take a listen.
What do you think it was about the term influencer that frustrated her?
I know she hated, she really had a really strong dislike. I don't like using the word hate, the term influencer, because she hated self-proclaimed influencers. And so she was like, hey, everybody should want to be like me. And she wasn't a vain person like that. And she didn't see herself as, you shouldn't strive to be me, you should strive to be the best you. I actually have a screenshot of the messages of the text she sent about how she doesn't consider herself or any of the girls in her downline influencers, because influencers they get traveled around for free and then they get paid to promote specific products, whereas all of the trips and everything that the girls go on, they earn themselves by being driven and hardworking and being committed to their business.
What's it like seeing so many people across the country, even around the world, knowing your sister's name?
Honestly, it's surreal, because during all of this, I mean, we don't get that much information from the police because it's a closed everything. So I'm constantly just getting online and just searching her name just to see what comes up.
What do you think it is about her that is making so many people interested and drawing them to her story?
She was a pretty girl, and when a pretty girl gets killed, usually people want to know why. Also, I think the fact that there is so many unknowns and that she was found so close to her home, and I feel the whole country is just kind of like holding its breath to be like, is this something more serious than just some foul play that went horribly, horribly wrong? Well, when I first found out she was missing, that was actually because one of her friends in Texas messaged me asking if I'd heard from her. And then at that point, I called my mom to see if she had heard from her. And then my mom filled me in on everything. And then when they got the confirmation that that was her body, my mom then called me that night.
Whatever you do know, even if it's not what you knew personally, about her time in Texas and where she was. It's close to November 28th as you can get.
As close to November 28th as I can get. It would mostly just be that she spent Thanksgiving with some friends.
What was she in Texas for? I know she moved there.
She moved there originally a few years ago with not her husband, but her boyfriend before him, because he got a job in the oil field. So she moved down there with him. While they were down there, they ended up breaking up. And then that's when she met her now husband.
What do you know about Tom Sharkey?
I don't really know Tom that well. I met him at my mom's birthday, and that was the first time I really got to meet him, was a couple of years ago. And I saw him one other time besides that, and that was really it. I believe they met while she was working at the Twin Peaks restaurant. If I remember my sister's phrase correctly, it started him coming around every once in a while to making sure he was in her section because he liked her, and then there was this whole flirting thing going on, and just boy meets girl.
What's your gut feeling? I asked your mom this too 2 days ago, because right now we're asking police every day.
I very much feel that this was foul play. She was found naked, alone on the side of the road. My sister was a smart, intelligent person. And yeah, everybody makes mistakes, but there's no way she made a mistake big enough to end up by herself on the side of the road naked. She's too smart. She would have never done that. There had to have been somebody else that did something to her and left her in that state. And that fact alone angers me beyond belief.
You really get a sense of the level of frustration and anger for the family. You don't have answers, but police investigators have to do their job. Let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae. Julia, have we learned anything new? What are police saying tonight about this investigation?
Vinny, I was just talking to the homicide detective investigating this case a few moments ago, and he let me know that they are not going to be making any public statements at this point unless one of two things happen. If the autopsy report comes back with a cause of death, or if there is information in the case that they receive that they need to get out to the public. So right now, that tweet that we have from them from Tuesday that they put out to the public, that is the last thing that they have stated publicly, just saying that she was found. She has been identified, that the medical examiner is examining her body. There are labs that are probably being sent off, is what the detective told me today. It's possible that they have to wait for those to come in. So we didn't have an estimated time. But he did share with me that they have received an overwhelming amount of information, or rather, there has been that response, and that there has been information that has come into their office that is relevant to the investigation. So that public response, that's something that her sister Toby talked to me a lot about today. She's convinced someone saw something, especially with that industrial area that's across the street from a hotel and near other businesses where Alexis's body was found. But she said one of the other reasons that she wanted to come forward is because of something that's almost foreshadowing that her sister talked about before she died. And she shared this text with Court TV, a screenshot of something that Alexis sent to her friend, talking about or having a discussion about what defines an influencer. And she was adamant that she didn't consider herself an influencer, even though we have seen those headlines. We have the headline because she did have that large following on Instagram. But she says her sister would have wanted to be remembered or known for being a businesswoman who shared her products on social media. Unfortunately, the really mysterious nature of her death is what right now is garnering that viral attention.
All right, we will continue to follow it here on Court TV. Julia Janae, thank you so much.